For the second test, we have been instructed to talk about our personal lives. I would like to talk about my hobbies. I have recently been interested in baking. My interest in baking came from watching my mother make chocolate chip cookies in primary school. I never really did anything substantial other than eating the batter and pressing a fork onto the cookie. But we all gotta start somewhere. From there, I learned to bake classic Malay and Western dessert, but unfortunately, I stopped when I was in Form 4 to focus on my SPM. With the recent pandemic, it reignited my long lost hobby of from watching Instagram cooking tutorials. From there, I challenged myself to try new and intricate recipes. The most challenging thing I've baked was definitely almond London. I never understood why it was so expensive in comparison to other eat biscuits until I attempted it myself. The recipe itself was easy, but very time consuming, particularly when it came to coating the biscuits in chocolate. It takes 2 hours or so for it to harden. My grandmother said she dedicates 2 days to make it. One day was to toast the almonds and bake the inner biscuit layer, and a whole nother day to coat it with chocolate. And in the future, I hope to experiment with eclairs. They look quite delicious and perfect tiered cake. Cooking is another hobby that has piqued my interest, particularly plant-based diets. Plant-based dishes, sorry. With recent concerns of greenhouse gas emissions of the dairy industry, many activists have called to switch to plant-based diets. The University of Oxford has found that cutting meat and dairy products from our diet could reduce our carbon footprint by up to 73% if everyone adopted this restriction. Global farmland use could be reduced by 23%, which is an area equivalent to the size of the US, China, Australia, and the EU combined, and this can also result in a significant drop in greenhouse gas emissions and would also free up wildland lost to agriculture, one of the primary causes of mass wildlife extinction. Plant-based recipes usually use tofu cooked in different ways, from pan-fried sesame garlic tofu, which is my favorite, to even tofu burgers and tofu fried rice. Most eateries in Malaysia are meat and dairy based, with the average hawkers I've encountered only serving 2 to 3 types of plant based dishes, while there's at least 5 or more variations of meat and dairy based dishes served daily. Cooking these dishes will help me stay consistent and add variation to my meals. I'm currently starting it slow, and hopefully it will be mostly plant-based by the end of the year. I would also like to create plant-based substitutes to traditional Malay foods such as rendang and satay, and maybe move up to plant-based desserts. That's all, thank you.